Isn't this beautiful? One of the reasons I bought this camera was the way it looks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Aries, and yes, I have got the Sony A7C with me right here. And it's my brand new camera along with the one I used to use, that is the Sony A7R3. And now let's talk about what is this beautiful piece of gadget all about. Oh, I'm in love with this camera. The Sony A7C. From the day it was announced and when it was launched, I had my eyes on it. As in, it intrigued me the way it looked and things it could do. And of course, a lot of people got confused that what is this camera all about? As in, who will buy this camera? Because a lot of people who have lesser budget will go for an APS-C camera, and people who have a decent budget may go for a A7 III, or people who have a little higher budget will go for a A7S III if they are into video primarily. But I'll tell you why I bought this camera instead of the A7S III. But first, a little introduction about me. What do? Well, I'm a fashion photographer and I also make fashion films. So I started off clicking a lot of pictures, as in I used to click portraits and fashion photos and stuff like that. But my interest was always into videos. So slowly, with my A7R3, I started making fashion films and shooting a lot of videos, and people started appreciating my work, and because of that I started enjoying it even more. And then I started shooting some music videos too along with my fashion films, and now I see myself shooting more and more video than pictures. Not that I've stopped clicking pictures, but I shoot videos equally. So my Sony A7R3, which is shooting me right now, has been my one and only camera since the past 3 years. I've been shooting pictures, films, short films, fashion films, music videos, any and everything, and I just love this camera. So when the Sony A7S III was announced, I got very excited, like most of you photographers or videographers who shoot video primarily got. And it is that dream camera which every videographer or filmmaker wants. Great color, great features, flip out screen, 4K 120, Full HD 240 FPS, etc, etc, etc. I can go on and on about A7S III. But then I realized and I saw some reviews, and after a lot of thinking and brainstorming in my own head, I realized that it is a little bit of a overkill for a lot of people. As in, do you really need that kind of a resolution and those many features and such high-res files for day-to-day work? If you are that sort of a videographer or a filmmaker, yeah, sure, buy it. But I feel a lot of us are of course tempted, because these big companies who make cameras and gadgets, that's their job. They have to keep up with the times and they have to keep making more and more newer, fancier cameras and gadgets and stuff like that. And we get tempted that now I want this also and that also. But what is the final outcome of your product? Where will you be showing it? On Instagram? On YouTube? Where? And for that, even Full HD is good enough. And my Sony A7R3 is fantastic. I would have stuck to this camera for a few more years. But of course, then they released the A7C and I got tempted that, okay, if not A7S III, maybe A7C. Of course, one of the reasons was that it is a little too expensive, almost double the cost, and that is not the only cost. Even if I bought that camera, the amount of space, the hard drive space and the RAM and the GPU that it uses to actually make it work and to edit that footage is a lot more than just investing in that camera. From all the reviews that I've seen around, you need a powerhouse of a computer to really edit that footage that comes out of A7S III if you really want to do justice to it and really want to color grade that 10-bit footage. So then I thought that if I really need to shoot something like that high quality and to edit that kind of a high-end footage, then I can always rent out the camera. Why do I need to buy it for my day-to-day use or my regular run and gun filming or my fashion films and stuff like that, which I'm just going to put on the internet? So I bought this beauty. Now this is the perfect combination of video and photos. This has 24 megapixel for pictures, which is half what my A7R3 clicks. But then I realized that, yeah, most of the times again I'm compressing and downsizing those images finally to put up on Instagram or to give to my clients. Nobody uses a 42 megapixel raw image really 99% of the times. So this will be a perfect little camera for most of my work, for my pictures also and for my videos also, because the autofocus and of course this amazing flip out screen is amazing in this camera, which was not in my earlier camera, and which is a boon for vlogging and stuff like that. Well, you all know that. And of course the color science in this is much better. And one another amazing thing which I realized after holding this in my hands and clicking. Hear this. This sound that comes when you click a picture with this camera is so good. It is something that I've never experienced. It feels like a old antique classic camera, and that clicking sound. It's lovely. So of course it's a great looking camera also, which helps, and it is all that my A7R III did and a little more. So with these two cameras, I will have a perfect setup for my vlogs, for my little filmmaking if I need a 2-camera setup, or to shoot my BTS with one camera and have the other camera in my hand, which I never did earlier. So yeah, that was my reason why I bought the A7C instead of the A7S III. So I suggest, if you're planning to buy the A7S III, just think it a little. Do you really need the camera which is so high-end that you will use all the features of it to the fullest day in and day out? If you're really going to do justice to the investment that you're going to make in your camera, in your computer and in your hard drives, think about it. So this was just my initial thought about the camera and to tell you guys why I bought this camera instead of the A7S III. But of course the full detailed review of this camera and a showcase of the images and the video that come out of this, you shall see soon. So stay tuned and look out for the next video on A7C. And if you liked my video, please do like and please subscribe to my channel, because if you don't, someone else will, I guess. Until next time, keep shooting.